Hello, Tupperware by Traci folks, if I could say my company name. How is everyone tonight? I am going live. This is an off bingo night. So we're going to go live and you're joining me in my kitchen. I am getting my stuff all settled here, trying to get connected. And as everybody sees that we are live, if you want to hop on, say hello when you get on so that I know you're here. Give me just a moment to get everything all set. All right. I am tonight going to be doing my chili. So I'm excited to show you all about how I put it together with my Tupperware, all my Tupperware paraphernalia. It is actually a recipe that I kind of came up with on my own. Again, if you hop on, please say hello so I know that you're here. I am going to watch on my laptop for comments, so bear with me. If you are connecting now and you see the red live right above, that means you are watching the live. If you happen to watch this later and don't see the red live, then that just means you're watching the replay. So if you comment, I ask that you do a hashtag replay just so that I know that you were watching during the replay. But tonight, what I'd like to do is I'm bringing you into my kitchen. This is going to be our off nights from bingo. So I hope you do enjoy. I'm going to try to be as creative and show you as many products as I can as I cook dinner. Tonight I'm making, like I said, my chili. And we do it in various stages. I've already done one piece of it. So if you guys will give me just a second and do say hello when you jump on. I would love to know who's joining us. I always like to know that, and you just never know what kind of fun things we can do. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to rearrange the camera real quick so that you can actually see what I'm doing, because you don't really need to see me for this. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing down here. So as you can see, we are going to start with my very favorite piece of Tupperware, as you guys have learned, is my stack cooker. Absolutely love this little piece. And I actually cooked the hamburger beef ahead of time. So if you've never done hamburger beef in a stack cooker or in the microwave, I do about 2.5 pounds of beef, and it goes. The stack cooker has multi-levels. That's why it's called a stack cooker. So that's the top. But I have the colander and the three quart piece. But the beef is in the colander, and as you can see, it's all browned. I'm going to work on getting a light in here soon so that the lighting is a little better. But at 2.5 pounds, I put it in for 10 minutes, and it browns perfectly in the microwave. And the really nice thing is that the beef drips all of the grease and gunk goes down. It does not cook in the beef. It goes down into the bottom. Look at that gunk. Isn't that gross? That's actually what you cook your hamburger beef in on the skillet. But this is all the stuff that dripped off as I was doing the hamburger. Let me throw this over here real quick. And now it's kind of choppy, so I want it to be more broken up for the chili. So I'm going to actually put it in my Power Chef. I have last year's Power Chef. It's the blue. Right now we're selling the Power Chef in the chili color. Here is the blade. As you can see, it's got a guard on it because it is very, very sharp.
So you won't cut yourself again.
So I won't cut myself again. I got the peanut gallery in there. And yeah, I actually have cut myself on that because it is terribly sharp.
And you're healthy.
And you have to be really careful. Sean is giving us all kinds of fun extra comments in there. So I'm going to fit this down into my Power Chef, and this is how I actually do my taco meat as well. So cook it in the microwave, get it all browned and perfect and ready, and then I chop it up in the Power Chef so that it is not these big old chunks. Now my Power Chef is it's one of those items that I really honestly never thought that I would use, but I use it quite a bit, and I use it for all kinds of things. It actually also comes with a paddle, so you can you can do batters and all kinds of other things. Put that to the side. All right, put the top on. Now the pieces to this are real simple. It has the motor, and the motor has the drawstring, and that's actually how you're going to operate it. And the ring, and those fit together. And as you can see, I've just put all the beef right down inside. I tend to overwhelm mine, so I don't recommend putting as much in there as I did, but that's the way I always do it. Pop the top on, and it does have the no-slip ring on the bottom, which makes it really nice so that it's not going to, Stella, get out of here, baby. It's not going to slip on the counter, so that's nice. And then all I do is do a few pulls. I like to shake it up just a little bit to get the big chunks all fixed.
Shake it.
Do a couple more pulls. And now you've got the beef all prepared and ready to roll. Just in case. But we want it to be really well chopped, kind of like when you do any type of taco meat. So what I typically do is I take that motor off. Mine is really hard to deal with right now just because it's older, and so that's why I'm having to finagle it so hard. A normal one that is relatively in good condition and not as old as mine's almost 3 years old. So my ring, for whatever reason, likes to get caught really snug. So they usually aren't like that, so don't think that yours would be like that. I love this contraption. It's amazing. There's so many great features to it. You'll see it other times because I'll use it quite a bit. So I'll throw these to the side, and again, here is your blade. Again, just be really careful because that blade is very, very sharp. I am going to use my pressure cooker. Now the pressure cooker is coming up, going to be highlighted in our new brochure. I'm excited because you'll get to see some really neat pricing on it. They're going to bring it down just a little bit, make it on sale in our new brochure coming up. And this is one of those items that I honestly absolutely love. There's so many different things you can do with it, and not just chili. Like, I love the chili, but I also will take frozen chicken breasts and put some broth in there and seasoning, and I'll pressure cook those, and they come out to be so juicy and so tender. I want to be able to also, I've heard you can do cakes in here as well. Never done a cake before, but there is like a dump cake that you can do. I've also heard that you could do amazing different types of soup. Think of your grandmother's pressure cooker way back in the day. This is just one that goes in the microwave. Way easier to use. And I love my chili. We make 2.5 pounds because what I do is I feed my husband on it for that night, and then he has leftover for the rest of the week, which is kind of nice. So that's how we start out with it. And then what I add, it's very, very simple. What I add is I have 2 cans of chopped, diced, whatever you want to call them, tomatoes. So 2 cans, 2 full cans. They are 8-ounce cans, I believe. Let me look. They are 14.5 ounce cans. So I do 2 14.5 ounce cans. Plop it right on in. All right, and then the next thing I put in is a full can. It is a 15-ounce can of corn. And a lot of people go, corn? We just kind of tried it one time. And it adds a sweetness to the
It's sweet corn.
yeah, it's a sweet corn, just, cans of corn like you would eat. But it adds a sweetness to the chili that it's just adds a really good flavor to it. So I dump the entire can, water and all, goes right on in. Then I'm partial to a certain type of chili seasoning, but you can use any type of chili seasoning that you wish. And then I also add some chipotle. I just like a little kick to it. So we're going to put a full packet of whatever chili seasoning that you like. Mix that up. Hey, Rachel. Good to see ya. So glad you popped on. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. I'm making my chili. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that if you missed any at the beginning that you will go back and watch the replay. And then I'm going to put in some chipotle. And I don't measure the chipotle. I just kind of put it in. Actually, let me use the other side. Because I don't know. I just kind of put it in. And hope that it's not too much. Sometimes I get it a little too spicy. Other times, it's just right. But that chipotle just adds kind of a woodsy flavor. It's a zang. My husband says it adds a zang.
Zing.
Oh, zing?
Yes.
A zing. I'm sorry. Is that different than a zang? I guess it is.
You can zing and you can zang.
Okay. All right. And then all I do is I mix it all up. And then we add it right in. Let's see. Put our top on. Now the pressure cooker has lots of safety features to it. And I really like the pressure cooker because of that. My grandmother's pressure cooker scared the bejesus out of me when I was little. Because that had that tweeting whistle on the top. And I was always afraid it was going to like explode or something. Fixing to go to my sister's for dinner. Wow. Very cool. So with the pressure cooker, we have many, many safety features. You have the little gauge that pops up as the pressure builds. And so you know that if that's up, that it is pressurized and you don't want to open it. We have a valve here that releases the pressure a little bit here and there so it doesn't explode on you. You have the ring here that also keeps it good and secure. So we want to make sure that it stays airtight, liquid tight, all those good things so that it stays good and secure. We have a latch. That is a safety latch. You can take it and it's got a valve here that releases the pressure here and there just to keep it in that perfect pressure. So very simple. We just line up the arrows, turn it on, twist it on, make sure that that safety latch is down, and now we're ready to go. Now I will do this in the microwave for 20 minutes on high. And that's all there is to it. The chili will be done and ready to go. Let me throw this in real quick. Okay. Now the last thing I wanted to show you is... Yeah, we're not going to do that while I'm recording. The last thing I want to show you is I wanted to show you a little bit of our cheese, of how I do our grated cheese. One of my most favorite things in the whole world is my Great Master Shredder. Let me throw this over here. The Great Master Shredder is one of those items that for the longest time I spent money on the bagged cheese that you actually pay money for people to do that for you. And those bagged cheeses have preservatives in them to ensure that the cheese stays fresh until somebody buys it. The block cheese is not that way. The block cheese is the block cheese. So you're actually purchasing a healthier item, and by doing it yourself, you're actually getting more because you're able to grade it to however fine you want it to be graded to. So to me, that was a positive. But I just love it because you've got so many options with the Great Master Shredder. You can get many different cones. I use the fine grate cone. So as you can see, it's got really fine grating, whatever those are called. It's got little itty bitty ones. There is other ones that we can use at other times, and I'll have to show you those at another time. Then you've got the cone. This is the top piece that slips right in here. And then you've got the handle, and the handle then attaches the cone. So you put let me see if I can turn this so y'all can see it. Put the cone in, and see it pops right out here, and you twist on to get that handle on. Now, the last part is that there is a safety latch that secures it. Let me show you that before I secure it down. On the bottom, you have the silicone ring here that causes the suction. As you put it on your counter, you twist this and lock it in, and it doesn't move. So that's what you're doing, is you're actually locking in the cone as well. Now, the one negative that I will say is that I actually have a cabinet that has a grain to it. It is not completely flat. So because of that, sometimes my silicone ring will lose suction because it's not a completely flat surface. I have found that with other people that do demos like what I'm doing, that and have one, that they have that difficulty when they're showing it off, that sometimes it'll pop up off the counter. And I got real frustrated. I was like, what's wrong with my base? I don't understand why my base won't stay connected. And it is all about the base. That's the really neat thing. Now that we're talking about it, this base goes to multiple different pieces of the great, what do we call it? The great system. I don't know. We have a Fusion Master. We have a spiralizer, which I really am going to concentrate on learning how to use so that I can show that. I tried it one time. It didn't work out very well. So I'm going to try it again and try to learn how to do potatoes and all kinds of neat things. You can do so many things with the spiralizer. But this base fits all of the accessories, which is kind of cool. So let me put this all back together, and then we're going to grate some cheese. I prefer to use a Colby Jack. So I have basically purchased a big old hunk of it, and I just cut it down into pieces. Get a smaller piece that we can. Where's my plunger? There it is. I forgot to get the plunger out. There we go. All right. And then I've just got my Vats bowl that I'm going to get it to catch in. Put the cheese up in the whatever you call that.
Hole.
The big hole in the top. And then I have my plunger, and the plunger, you just push it down. I actually watched my director, my business leader, do this one time, and she actually freezes the cheese so that it's easier to grate. And I may try that, because sometimes I struggle with grating it because it gets too slippery, and it's a little harder to actually make it do its thing. As you see, it comes right on out. And now you have completely fresh grated Colby Jack to go on the top of our chili. And that is my Great Master Shredder. And I believe tonight that is all that I have planned to show you. I am so grateful that you guys joined me tonight. It is short and sweet and to the point, but hopefully you had fun watching me put together chili. I will shoot a picture and post it once we get it all finished. It does take about 20 minutes, so I'm not going to have you guys just sit on here for 20 minutes. But I will post it, and if you're interested in the actual recipe, I can get that to you as well. Again, if you're watching this and you see the red live above, then that means we're live. But if not, if there's no red live right up there, that means you are watching the replay. So if you do leave me comments, please do hashtag replay so that I know that you're watching it on the replay. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. We are doing bingo next week. If you have questions about how bingo runs, let me know. We play that in my VIP group. We don't do that on this page because it is a public thing, and the bingo is done in my private group. So if you have questions on how to join, there is prizes that can be won. Just let me know. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time on Tupper Time with Traci in 2 weeks. See you then.